I wish my mama was a side bitch sometimes that was mad at her baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? Because I probably would have knew how to be a wretched ass bitch to him. But I don't.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Just a Girl Show. My name is Janine. If you are new here, if you're new, of course, hit that subscribe button. Turn your notifications on so you never miss an episode. If you're a subscriber, welcome back to the channel. Okay. All right, so we know that single motherhood is a very, very, very prevalent thing in the Black community, right? There are more Black mothers than there are Black fathers. Due to research, I ain't got no reason to lie, meaning that Black women have kids by the same men. That's just what it is, right? And I think that we have found ways to try to make single motherhood seem cool, to seem fine, to seem like it's no big deal, right? Because we're thinking about ourselves, right? We are being selfish. When you choose to be a single mom, when you decide to push that man away, when you decide to say, I don't care what he wants, I'm going to do what I want. I know my child won't have a father. You are selfish. Okay. It's no matter how you slice and dice, because it's not about you. It's about that child. Right. But there's this other side of within our community that promotes being bitter and miserable baby moms. Right. That's the culture. You and your baby father don't work out. Now you become this bitter, hateful, vengeful woman because that's all you ever seen everybody in your family do. That's what you see the people in the community do. That's what you see TV promote. That is the reality of how our relationships look when it comes to co-parenting amongst Black men and Black women. It is full of toxicity and a bitter woman being mad and angry that this man does not want her and is living his life. And I'm going to share this video of this woman. I'm going to break it up for you because it is pretty long. Of this woman discussing her frustrations and wanting to be a bitter baby mama. Here's the first half of the clip. Let's come back and talk about it.
And basically, I'm feeling bitter as fuck. And I know like what they say about bitter baby mamas, but I'm feeling that rage to the max, y'all. I have prayed to God to take it away because I am so fucking bitter and mad. Oh my gosh, like it's like it skipped the sadness. Like I skipped the sadness, I skipped the denial part, I skipped all that part and went straight to rage. Like I feel like I had to mourn myself, and that was one of the hardest things because if you know me, I always knew myself. I always loved who I was. I always loved who I seen in the mirror. And when I started creating this life inside of me, I knew it was a lot of stuff I had to let go, and just to be a better version. You know what I'm saying? I knew I could still be me, but why would I want to do that? And now I'm responsible for somebody. Now I have to be elite. You know, something I never be before for my child, because my child didn't ask to be here. You know what I'm saying? His dad didn't even want him here. So it's like I really got to snap. And so I took it upon myself to become someone better. And I had to do that in 9 months. I had to let go of some shit that I loved about myself. In 9 months, I had to mourn me. And I loved the old me. Like, she was so cool and sassy. Yes, yes, yes. Like, but now it's something different. And I guess I'm jealous. I'm mad because my baby daddy got to resume his life. And I remember telling him this at the doctor's appointment. Like, you get to continue your life.
So she basically shared her struggles with it, what it seems like her struggling to just accept who she has become or will become because she's a mom, right? So because you decided to keep a child, have a baby, and your life is changing, and you're probably thinking about, oh my gosh, like, wow, my life is really about to change, right? I have to make some sacrifices. And it may not even just it ain't just about money, right? It's just about just your overall, like, let's say hypothetically, a woman who wants to breastfeed, but I like to drink. It's like, dang, I can't drink. That in itself for some women is depressing. Honestly, that's how much they love to drink, and they're contemplating, how can I still drink and breastfeed? Maybe I just will say, forget me breastfeeding and choose the liquor, the wine over my child, right? So for her to say she wants to be like bitter, right? She literally has skipped over the angry part. But again, the question is, you're angry because of the choice that you made. You decided that you want to have a baby. And I'm going to share, before I share the next clip of the video, I'm going to share this piece of what she shared as well about her history of pregnancy. And let's come back and talk about that as well.
The first time I had an abortion, the only time I ever had an abortion, my baby daddy wanted to keep the baby. And that's what I be saying when I don't live for no man. I still got rid of that baby because I knew I was going to have to carry that baby. If he wanted to get up and walk away one day, I still was going to have to be your mama. I chose what I wanted to do because it was my body, my choice. I'm not against abortions. I'm not against abortions. But this time I decided I was going to keep my baby. But the first time I had ever got pregnant, my baby daddy was so upset I got rid of his baby. When I was barely 2 months pregnant, he was buying diapers. He was calling his family. He planning shit. He trying to figure out how we gonna have baby showers and shit. Like, he was just doing the whole nine. He was ready. He was way more supportive than my baby daddy now, but I was not ready. I didn't want a baby. I decided to got rid of my baby. And that's what the fuck I did. Some people in my comments saying, "Oh, since he didn't want to have the baby, you should have got rid of the baby." No, bitch, I don't live for no man. I don't live for no fucking man. If I did, I would have kept the last one and I would have got rid of this one. I don't live for no fucking baby. You know, I mean, not baby. I don't live for no man.
So she shared that she had an abortion before. She had an abortion because she didn't want to have a baby, but the man who she was with at that time wanted the baby, had a great family, great support, and she don't live for a man. She lived for herself. So she got rid of that baby. And how do you then, right? Like, it blows my mind that these women will admit that they could have had a better situation, right? You didn't want to do that because you're in control. It's your body. Cool, it is. But then you decide that you're going to get rid of the baby, okay? But then you go ahead and get pregnant again, and keep this one, but is not in a better situation. Like, that's how dumb we are as women. Well, at that, my thing is, why don't you just keep the baby then? So you could at least had a better situation with the father, a person who wants your baby. But here's the piece of her sharing and making it clear that this man don't want her baby. And she knew that.
Because I knew then. I knew the first day I told him I was pregnant that he was not on with it. And I told him, bitch, so what the fuck? Okay, bye, bitch. I'm not a regular single mom. Like, I don't come with the struggles a lot of single moms come with. Like, it wouldn't be about me. It's about my son. You know what I'm saying? Like, my son missing out on a father. And not really that, because I have a great dad. My son has uncles. I have great male figures in my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not even really, I mean, I'm just blessed like that. It's not really that big of a deal if he's around or not. You know what I'm saying? No shade. But still, I'm so fucking mad. I stopped hitting him up this whole pregnancy. He hits me up out of nowhere just for him to not respond in a shitty way when I respond back. You know what I'm saying? Like he trying to keep control of the situation. And he's talking about his family want to be involved, but I'm feeling like, fuck all y'all. Even though his family didn't do shit to me. And you know what I'm saying? But even then, I'm still having some bitter ass, vengeance ass feelings. Like, I want to say, you can't meet your son. I want to say, fuck that DNA she took my bitch. I know who my baby daddy is. Like, what the fuck? I want to I want to be the bitter baby mama that niggas and bitches get on here and talk about. Like, I want to be her. I want to be so shitty. I wish my mama was a side bitch sometimes that was mad at her baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? Because I probably would have knew how to be a wretched ass bitch to him, but I don't even know how to do that.
So again, she hears very clearly. She knew that. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't care. That's what they do. They will always find a way to be like, I don't care. I don't need no man. But then you are in this space where he moved on with his life. He's able to still go on. Yes. Yes. How do you already go through having an abortion, whatever decision that you made that for, whatever you weren't ready, whatever it was, and you then do it again? And then your excuse is, I'm not a regular single mom. It doesn't matter how much money you have, how much your mom is there, your dad is there, no one can replace that child's father. Now, I'm not saying they can have a great life, but there's still that void that can be there because it's not my dad, especially when they go into the world and they're in school and they're around other kids and they're talking about their dads. That's when we got to realize that you're not a regular single mom. Life does not take away the fact that that child doesn't have a father. And how do we explain this to our kids? Because mommy had a I don't need your dad, I don't care mentality. Now you don't have a dad because I wanted to sit on my pride and my ego. And that's the unfortunate side of these situations, that you want to be bitter. You want to be that because that's all you know. That's all that's around you. Not change the narrative, not change the dynamic, not take accountability for your action. Because if you took accountability that you chose this lifestyle, you chose to lay down with this man and get pregnant, you already knew that. If you already knew he wouldn't be happy about it, then you already know what it was. So be accountable for your actions versus so you can remove that bitterness, so you can remove that hate, because you're really mad at yourself. That's what you should be mad at. You should be mad at yourself for even deciding to lay down with a man and knowing that you've been through something like this before with your body, and now you're already trying to figure out next steps and all the things. And again, it's great that she does have a great support system for her and that child. But again, at what point do we learn our lessons? At what point do we say enough is enough? Honestly, if you in love, if you all the things, and you know whatever it might be, but you realize, I'm looking at my life and I'm just like, damn, like when it goes behind closed doors, and no matter how much money I have, I'm still looking at my life like, damn, it's gonna be me and this baby. My son ain't gonna have an active dad or whatever, or an everyday dad, whatever it might be. But we don't live for me. I don't live for me. That's all she said. But the reality is, you lay down with a man, got pregnant, and now that man will have a child. That this little boy, will add to the narrative, and the same thing about just being a mama's boy and being your everything because he don't need no dad. That's the reality of what we promote in our community, and it's sad. And this bitter baby mom culture is the reality of what Black women are. Unfortunately, I'm not saying this is the only Black woman thing, but this is something that is so heavily in our community that it's like if you do this to her, she won't go to child support. If you do this to her, she won't take your kids from you. If you do this to her, like, it's just like it's a automated thing. That's the goes hand in hand with having a child by a Black woman, and the advice that she would get from other people on how to handle situations, which is typically not in a good way at all, honestly. But this is just my opinion on it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on this topic. Drop it down below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about it. Subscribe to the channel, of course, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.